Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. In this series, we're going to be taking on what has come to be known as the Masochist Challenge. In this challenge, we have to build a deck based on cards that we pull from the Master Pack. Every time we win a duel, we will be able to purchase one of these packs to see what cards we get to possibly add to our deck. We will also be able to pull from the Legacy Pack. Anytime we collect a Legacy ticket, we'll be able to pull from this pack as well. Unfortunately, we will not be able to buy structure decks to help us or pull from secret packs that are unlocked when you pull certain ultra rare and secret rare cards. We will not be able to do this. All credit for this challenge is going to go to the YouTuber Simo, who came up with this idea. The whole point was to build a deck with random cards and see how far you can climb the rank system in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And with all of this out of the way, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Masochist Challenge. We have no update to the deck, guys, at all. I'm pretty sure we haven't added anything since the last time we've edited the deck. Everything's looking pretty much the same, so let's just jump right on into the duel. And for all of you guys that are subscribed to the channel, thank you for subscribing. For all of those of you that are, still coming in and just watching the videos, thank you for coming in and watching the videos. And if I'm doing a good enough job, maybe I've earned your subscription. That would be wonderful. But either way, thank you for the support, guys. It means a lot to me. Please leave comments if you have any suggestions or just want to, put something down there saying, hi or whatever, comments in the comment section just help with the YouTube algorithm, which is really good. But I also love to see you guys' feedbacks on anything that's happening in the challenge so far. It looks like our guy is playing with Cashier cards, and that's not good for us, but let's see what he does. Maybe we draw something that can help us get around whatever he's playing, but it looks like he's playing Super Heavy Samurai plus Kashtira. That is really going to be hard for us to out, but we're going to sit here and we'll see if we can do anything, but I highly doubt it. Our hand's not looking so good for combating him whatsoever. And there is the Baron de Flirt. We're just gonna surrender right there. There's no point. Also, coming off of last episode, we had already lost 3 in a row at the very end of that, so that is 4 losses in a row as of that last duel. So if we lose this next duel, we are capable of pulling a pity pack. Hopefully it doesn't come to that because I really don't like having to pull those. I'm very much at a point where we might actually cut that rule out of our uh, rules that we're playing. And the way that I think I'm going to do it is the first time we come across a self decay deck, I think that's the day we will stop pulling pity packs. But so far we haven't come across a self decay deck, and if we at least got to come across those, that would at least be a way of pulling basically a free pack. I mean, we still have to technically do the final blow before the self TK kills themselves, because that's typically how that ruling against that deck is if you got to beat them to their own punch in order to, quote unquote, legally win the duel. So that's usually how people play that rule. That's how we will definitely be playing that rule. As soon as we start coming across that deck, uh, we will eliminate the pity pack rule. But since we haven't come across that at all this entire journey, there's not much we can really do besides pull pity packs, because we lose far too often with hardly any headway of progress otherwise. So usually when we pull the pity packs, it doesn't really help us at all. But we are playing Dark Magician, and that's definitely not good. We do have Foolish Return, which can at least bounce the Dark Magician back into his deck. We have the catapult zone to save us from attacks. Cyber Dragon's looking pretty good right now in our hand. Actually, we're looking really good right now. We will special summon the Cyber Dragon. We are going to see what he does here. He doesn't even have a Dark Magician in his graveyard, so he's gonna pull Thousand Knives out of his deck, which is fine. But right now we're looking at going into Red Dragon Archfiend right now. We are going to summon the Penguin. We are going to special summon right now. This is the first time we actually get to special summon our Red Dragon Archfiend. This is incredible. Let's go. Here we go. All right, there he is. What an incredible, incredible first time summon. Let's see if he can actually help us beat Dark Magician. It's still going to be a tough thing to pull off, but, you know, we're going to try. We're going to try our best. We're going to kill his Magician's Rod. Main 2. We will set the Foolish Return, and we will pass. Funny enough, we can actually take this further and go into this next turn if we really want to. We probably will, in all honesty, because we have our Dragoonity Javelin and this. We can absolutely go into this, and we probably will. We have better stats. We have a quick effect. Like, that's really good. All right, this is looking pretty good for us. He's gonna use his. Okay, that's a little unfortunate, in all honesty. Is there anything in here that? You know what? Let's activate this. We're gonna shuffle this back into his deck because we definitely don't want this thing popping back from its effect. So that's fine, no big deal there. I was thinking we could go into something like our Link Monster or Shinobi Insect here, but I don't think that's gonna be that necessary. Because our okay, and there goes our entire field. Dark Burning Magic. This card is so stupid. That's basically the game, though. Alright, well, a loss is a loss. Let's go pull our pity pack. Alright, here goes the pity pack that we unfortunately have to pull. That was just a really big misplay on my part, and that was not what we wanted to do. Let's see what we have. Another Dragon Unity card here. Level 3. Alright, when this card is normal summon, you can target one level 3 or lower Dragon Dragoonity monster in your graveyard. Equip that card to this card. You can send one Dragoonity card from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Destroy that card. That's actually pretty good, because we can really use this to just removal, like in our deck. Like, after we use our other Dragoonity tuners, like, we just recycle them that way. It's actually really good. Here's a Scrap Beast. This is a level 4 tuner, but this is actually our first level 4 tuner. We are probably going to put this in the deck. So, like, the effect, not needed at all, but it being our first level 4 tuner, we are absolutely putting this into our deck because it is going to get us to our Red Dragon Archfiend a lot quicker. I need to just use the arrows here. Fusion Fire. This card is always treated as a Salamangreat card. Fusion summon one Salamangreat fusion monster from your extra deck. I don't think we have any. Using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material, you can only activate this once per turn. Really good card. I don't think we have any cards that are going to qualify us to do that. Toll Hike. Each player must send one card from their hand to the graveyard to declare an attack. Huh. Yeah, no, maybe if we found a way to, like, just be like a... I mean, we could actually We could actually put this in our burn deck because we don't theoretically have to attack with that deck because we're just burning them. So yeah, we might actually play that in that deck. Uh, let's see here. We're not going to be able to use that. Ancient Gear Knight, good card. I mean, it's a Gemini monster. Gemini monsters really aren't that great. Uh, I mean, resummoning this first effect, like it's okay. Can't activate spells and traps during the until the end of the damage step. Like that's good. I mean, it's 1800. You know, it's okay, but we don't really need this at this point unless we build an ancient gear deck. Rocket Recharger. This is all right. This is a rocket card, level 4, pretty good defense. Yeah, I mean this is for the rocket engine. This is probably our first rocket monster, so this isn't really gonna come into play at all. And this just doesn't look like anything that we would be able to use either. So all in all, biggest takeaway, in all honesty, is this kind of, but definitely this because it's a level 4 tuner. So I'm gonna go play around with our deck and see what we can do. All right, here are the best cards that we've got. I've decided to take out our Battling Boxer 1800 monster just because at this point, like this is a 1900, we still have our Photon Thrasher. This has situational, attack gain that's actually helpful for us. 1900, a situational attack gain. Like our beater monsters are coming to that point where it's like, okay, they need to be able to do at least something or have enough attack. And 1800 with no actual effect to back us up isn't really cutting it for us anymore. I added in, of course, the Dragoonity card here because this is just gains. Like, we get this out on the field and we can just recycle our Dragoonity monsters like Javelin and Pylum here. After we've used them to synchro summon, we just recycle them back and forth and just freely pop an opponent's monsters off the field. Like that's a net worth right there. And then we've also took out our one burn trap card that we had here. Anytime a spell is activated, it burns that player for 1,000. We took that out of this deck too. And of course, we put in our level 4 tuner here because we really, really needed a level 4 tuner in the deck. Um, that way, any of our level 4 monsters can go right into our Red Dragon Archfiend, and we just get value right there. So those are the two cards that got added in. Those were the two cards that cut out of the deck. So that's that all wrapped up. And then for our burn deck, we've also edited. We decided to put in this toll hike card because, again, we don't actually technically have to attack with this deck for the most part. We really just want our opponent, killing our fire monsters and adding, a counter to this. Uh, so, yeah, like that's what we want to do. We want to be burning them. And then, of course, if they're blowing through all their resources and cards in their hand and whatever to set up their board, if, they want to go into the battle phase and we activate this, then they can't attack because they have no cards. Like, eventually that's going to catch up to them. So, what we ended up doing to put this into the deck is we took out the White Veil card just because I really don't think it's going to help us all that much. So that's what was the change to this deck. We probably should add in our level 4 tuner. The problem is like, what do we take out? Uh, because at that point, like, we're not gonna do this strat in this. Like, that's not the point. But if we're gonna like synchro summon, we definitely probably should have this in here. But like, again, what do we really take out? Like, I don't want to do this because this can become a tuner, but a lot of our cards in here are like actually kind of helpful. we could take out the Photon Thrasher, because again, we're not really attacking with this deck, so we'll do that and we'll save it. And those are the two decks updated. Let's go get into another duel. All right, here is our next duel. Our opponent won the coin toss, but they chose for us to go first, which is kind of concerning, but you know, at the same time, it doesn't really make a difference to us. I think our best play here is to set the Dogmatic Punishment, and then what we can do is special summon our Primitive Butterfly, summon out our Fire Ant, and 3 plus 5 equals 8, so we can go right into Red Dragon Archfiend. That's a really solid open play. We're kind of, you know, putting it all on this opening here. We don't really have much follow-up apart from possibly just blowing up anything that could make a threat to this. But that's our opening play. Let's see what our opponent is up to. He's got 10 in the extra deck, and he's got he's got like a 48 card deck, so almost a 50 card deck. So let's see what he's got going. But yeah, second time being able to summon out Red Dragon Archfiend. That's why we kind of went a little tuner heavy with as many tuners as we got. That, you know, we're like, you know, most of our or all of our level 3 tuners. We have our level 4 tuner that we have now, which is cool. And then we also have like our one level 2 tuner. But now that we have a bunch of tuners in our deck, and we can potentially summon out our Red Dragon a lot more frequently, so that's going to be a huge help to us. What is this guy up to? He's got some sort of machine deck running. Alright, what's he's targeting his Cyber Dragon with his effect. Alright, I'm not too worried. What is that doing here? You can target one face on monster field, even if this card leaves the field and it does destroy it. If the equivalent of battle card, destroy this card instead. Well, that's kind of problematic. Let's see if we can pot. Well, no, it's even if it leaves the field, but can literally just send this because whatever. No big deal. Alright, hopefully that saves us. Yeah, alright. Alright, look at that win. Oh my goodness. That's what I'm talking about. Red Dragon Archfiend and Dogmatic Punishment. What a combo. Alright, we'll eat that up all day. Let's go pull us another master pack. Alright, let's pull this pack that we that was a crazy, just completely shut down the opponent. He's like, I'm not dealing with this. That was great. Oh, wow. Wow. That is 3 golds right there. Let's see what we got. Machina Peacekeeper. This is a Union card. Alright, when this card is on the field destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Union monster from your deck to your hand once per turn. You can either target 1 machine monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip that, special summon it. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this instead. I mean, this will definitely go into our machine deck, because it's at least a way to protect anything that we don't want getting destroyed outright, so sure. Here we go with Ion Core. Okay, interesting. We won't be playing that. Let's see. Magical King Moonstar. That actually looks pretty cool for, you know, that's interesting. Okay, that'll probably go into our deck. I'm pretty sure Red Dragon Archfiend is dark. But either way, like, this could be pretty helpful. Like, we can also just, like, if we have a tuner out on the field and we special summon this, we could technically even go into, like, you know, a link summon if need be. But that's pretty helpful. We might put that in the deck. Deep Sea Sentry. Very cool art. Really like that. Sea Serpent 2000 defense. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, you can make your opponent banish one card from their hand face up until the end phase. If this card is special summon, you can send the top two cards from your deck to the graveyard, then target one level 4 or lower water monster in your graveyard, except Deep Sea Sentry, and add it to your hand. And we can only use this once per turn. Uh, we could possibly add this to a water deck when we make our water deck, but it's kind of weird. Like, it could literally just said you can make your opponent banish one card face up from their hand, full stop. And this until the end phase, like that doesn't need to be there, but you know, the rest of this is pretty okay, I guess. Ooh, we have an Ultrageist rank 3 monster that needs two Ultrageist monsters, so we probably won't be making this anytime soon. Let's move on. Let's start with the middle one. Ooh, General Raiho of the Ice Barrier, or Raiho. Level 6, Warrior, alright. When your opponent's monster's effect activate on the field resolve, they must discard one card or the effect is negated. Their choice. This is interesting. That's actually kind of a good effect because it's like, alright, do you want your monster's effect to resolve or do you want to discard a card? I mean, that's a negative for them either way, so. Alright, we'll go with this card next. What is this? Alright, well, this has everything to do with summoning one Rose Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. I don't think we have any Rose monsters or Rose Dragons, so it doesn't really help us in the slightest. And lastly, Icarus Attack. Tribute one Wing Beast monster, then target two cards on the field, destroy them. Definitely with like a Wing Beast deck, but our new Dragoonity card that helps us pop cards. That's a Wing Beast, but I don't think we have that many other Wing Beasts in our normal deck to actually consider running this. But that's a pretty decent card if we build like a Wind Wing Beast deck. That's pretty cool. But all right, that is the master pack right there. I believe we have some tickets to go through. We have 12 tickets we've been saving, or 10 or 12, I don't know, 10. Uh, we have 12, so we're gonna pull 10 first and see what we get here. This is really exciting, getting all these packs. Let's see what we got. We have Cyclone Boomerang. We need a Elemental Hero Wildheart for this, and we don't have that. And even if we did, we probably wouldn't be using either of those cards. Ooh, Protocol Gardna. Uh, two Cybers monsters, which we don't have. I don't think hardly even one Cybers monster in our deck. But your opponent's monster cannot target monsters this card points to for attacks. The first time this card would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. You take no battle damage from that battle. Interesting. Okay, that's pretty good. If we could get some Cybers monsters, that'd be nice. Alright, moving on. Let's get the second pack here. Time Wizard. Alright, that's nice. And Shocktopus, let's see. This could, again, Fish Monster could go into our water deck. When this card is destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster and sent to the graveyard, you can equip this card to that opponent's monster. That monster's attack becomes 0. Also, it cannot change its battle position. That is pretty good. We'll definitely run that in a water deck. Absolutely. Next. Alright, D-Tribe. Destroy, alright, all monsters on your side of the field are treated as dragon types until the end of this turn. That doesn't really help us in any given way, shape, or form. I mean, I guess it could. I mean, we do have some synergy with that Dogmatica card, but... Alright, what is this? Interesting, but there's no way we're going to play that. Alright, here we go. Oh, that's a really interesting looking card. There's a lot of stuff in there that we don't have that's going on, and even if we had that, I don't think we would play it. So Next, black back. During your turn, target one Blackwing monster with 2,000 or less attack in your graveyard. Special summon that target. You cannot special summon a set during the turn you activate, or you cannot normal summon or set during the turn you activate this card. We don't have a Blackwing deck, so this doesn't apply. Next, Escalation of the Monarchs. Once per turn during your opponent's main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can immediately after this card resolves tribute summon one monster. That's very interesting, actually. That's very interesting. Face Off. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated during the damage step, negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. We probably will run this just because there are a few monsters, a few archetypes that, they attack with their monster and then they activate their effect to, do something like bring out another monster. Like this is good against like Sky Strikers, for instance. We'll probably put this in our deck. All right, this is a very old school card, zombie. We won't be playing this. We definitely won't be playing that either. I mean, when a trap card is activated, pay 1,000 life points to negate the activation, destroy it. We might play this. You know what this is actually really good against is like a Dark Magician trap. That's really good for that. All right, and our 7th pack is going gold. Giga Gaga Gigo. All right. Very good vanilla 5-star. You put an Umi on the field, and you're bringing out a level 4 at that point, or a legendary ocean. You need a legendary ocean to get this to work. But you're bringing out a 2650 just giant beat stick. If we ever pull like a legendary ocean, we're definitely running that in the deck for sure. And you contribute this card to activate its effect. If you do, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage during this turn. This effect can be activated during either player's turn. That's a level 4 that can save us a lot. Like that is going in our deck for sure. If we're like, okay, our opponent can out us, but we literally need one turn to do something that would out them instead, and we have this to save us that turn. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, here we go. Let's see. Shark Crew. Yeah, no, we're not. No. Doctor Cranium. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay 800 points to add one psychic monster from the deck to hand. We're not playing psychic, so no. And this card is just trash. I always thought its like art was like kind of cool, but like not like overly cool, but like it's cool. It's all right. If this face-up card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon up to 2 level 4 or lower water monsters from your deck. I mean, it's okay, but it needs to be destroyed by your opponent's card effect, which I mean that tends to happen. But we have the problem is again, if we get a legendary ocean and this becomes a level 4 and we can just play this, then yes, we'll put this in the deck. But tributing this out just to get that effect, not really worth it. That is a very old school fusion card that we're never going to play. And Secrets of the Galleon. Select one normal monster you control. When the selected monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent this turn, your opponent discards 2 random cards. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe in a normal deck if we build a normal deck. Let's see here. White Magician. Yeah, no, that's cute. No thanks. And ooh, okay. Divine Dragon, Aqua Bizarre. I don't know. Once per turn, you contribute one other face-up water monster and select one continuous or field spell card in your graveyard. Return it to the top of your deck. Interesting. Again, with Legendary Ocean, this becomes a level 4. That's actually kind of helpful at that point. But again, I mean, we got a good water basis, building in the background. We might be able to do something someday with that, but we'll see. And that is it. The biggest takeaway from this, in all honesty, is probably face-off is kind of, that can be sneaky. And if we had cyber sponsors, that would be good. So, alright, anyway, moving on. We're going to save the other 2 legacy tickets until we get more legacy tickets to pull all at once. So that's what we're going to do. All right, here's the burn deck update. We took out the burning spear because, again, we're really not trying to attack with this deck as much as like we normally would, because we want to really just be burning our opponent, stalling them out. And even when we are attacking, we're only here to do as much damage as we can, but it's not something that we're going in for lethal theoretically. I mean, if we can, we can, but this is like, okay, whatever. So we took this out, we put in face off, and then we took out our last fire zombie that was kind of floating around in here, and we put in the 7 tools of the bandit here, just because if we need to out opponents, effects and monsters that could be problematic, we at least have a way of doing that here, and potentially here if they're doing something during the damage step. So, I mean, this is very niche, but it could come in handy considering the other cards that we took out. So that is the update here to this deck. And then our best cards, I decided to take out the Heretic Dragons just because they're nice. They got good effects, but for what we got going on here, it's not so crucial. Actually, we are gonna put this 7 tools of the bandit in here. But we also added in face off, and we also put in our protection card here. So that's the changes. We'll what do we get rid of out of here to bring this down to a 40 card deck? In all honesty, honestly, we can run 41 cards. That's fine. So yeah, those are the updates to the 2 decks. All right, and we are back into another duel. Our hand is looking pretty good. Our opponent won the coin toss. They're going first. I mean, we have 2 of our tuners right now, level 2 and our level 4, which is amazing. We have our Bestial good to go. Dogmatic of Punishment, the selection. Our hand's looking pretty good. Photon Thrasher, we're absolutely going to play that first here. We'll just put him out, and then hopefully he's got nothing in response to remove him immediately. Maxi, dude, it's a little too late there, bud. Now here's the thing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna summon out our beast here, because we could attack with this by itself, but it can't attack with 2 things on the board. So, what's better than 2100 attack is our lovely 3000 attack. So we're going to take our tuner here, we're going to take our thrasher here, and we're going into our red dragon archfiend. Let's go. This is our 3rd time summoning him out in this episode. This is a fantastic episode. Alright, he'll get 1 draw off of that. We are not going to play into his... Well, you know what? Let's play into him. He can draw 1 more card. We're going to get rid of our Thrasher, because there's no point of him being in our graveyard at this point. We'll bring this out, and we will just go right into battle. This is a lot of damage heading this guy's way. This is a fantastic first turn for us. I don't think we've ever done that much damage in 1 turn before. Like, that's incredible. We will, of course, set punishment. We will set selection. And we will pass it on from here. And let's see what this guy is capable of doing. If he's got a way to come back, then, good for him. But we're looking very strong right now. We've got a lot of way to interrupt his board as it comes into existence. Okay, yeah, go for your infinite impermanence. That's no big deal. Whatever. We've got, we have punishment on board. So anything that he brings out, okay, he's gonna flip the evenly matched. That's kind of annoying. I guess we're just gonna have to go with this. Man, we're gonna have to get rid of punishment. That's really annoying. But he's going into main phase 2. He's going into Labyrinth. Of course he's playing Labyrinth. Why wouldn't he be playing Labyrinth? It's alright. It's alright. No big deal. Let's see here. What does this thing do again? You can banish one Dragoonity monster in your graveyard. Negate the activation. That's when your opponent activates a monster effect. If you do banish it. Okay, sure. That's not too helpful for us. Honestly, it is probably a good play going on from here, though. Going up to our Dogmatic of Punishment, of course. Of course, why not? Whatever. And then he's gonna destroy that. Well, of course, he's just got all the outs, so you know. He had such a strong open. We had such a strong open. But it is what it is. No big deal. I'm actually pretty okay with this outcome. I mean, of course, we're fighting Labyrinths out of nowhere. So, like, it's to be expected that he's actually going to make a full comeback here. But, I mean, we crushed him all the way down to 2,500 in one battle phase. So, that's pretty amazing. I'll take that as a small victory right there. Just seeing how much damage we can potentially do in one turn. Performer seal, yeah, this is a wrap. There's nothing we can do here. All right, we won the coin toss. We're going first. This guy's field is looking very, very thematic here. Very cool. He's got the Ice Stage. He's got the Trishula card sleeves. He's got the Trishula mate here. It's looking really cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's quite impressive. This is what we're going to do. We are going to save this. I mean, there's really just no point of summing that out. Let's set the Hyper Hammerhead. We are going to set the face off, and we're going to set the Shared Ride here and pass. We'll just see what this guy's playing. He has 15 extra deck, a 40 card normal deck, so alright, he could be playing anything, but that'd be really cool if he's really going for the full theme here and is playing like an Ice Barrier deck. That would be pretty cool. I'd applaud him for that, but, you know, more than likely he's probably playing something completely different. What is this? A Fiend. He's playing Infernity. Alright. I have no idea what he's going to be able to do, so we're just going to activate the Shared Ride and hope that we get some draws out of this. So, okay, he's going to send away that. He's doing some danger, splash of danger in here. He's activating Jackalope. Sure. He's going to do that. He's going to draw a card. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he might not actually add things from his deck to his hand other than just straight drawing them. So I don't know if Shared Ride is really going to help us out that much right now, but we'll see what we can pull off. I am actually very confused of what this dude is playing. Like, he's got Archfiend stuff, he's got Infernity stuff, he's, you know, he's got the Danger Engine running, which is pretty interesting. Here comes Nightmare Unicorn. Wow, that's great. Alright, well, there goes that battle phase, and say goodbye to your Nightmare Unicorn. Alright, well, thanks for putting yourself in a very vulnerable position, my friend. But we will take that all day long. And this is what we're going to do. We will actually special summon out the Spider, and we are going to summon out the Black Velocity, and we are going to swing at him for a grand 2,200 attack. And that is just perfectly fine with us. We will end our turn there. And let us hope he doesn't draw anything that's going to help him out. I'm not sure if any of his cards he can activate in his graveyard. I really don't think he can. Alright, we are starting to look like we are in control of this duel. Let's hope that doesn't change. Bestial. Alright, now we're cooking. Is there anything? There's probably something in his graveyard that we can activate this off of. Let's get rid of... Sure, I guess it really doesn't make a difference. We'll just send that. And we'll put this over here. We will summon this out just to do it. And then we're just going to go into battle. We're going to swing over with the Black Velocity. We'll just keep that there like that. Perfect. We're going to swing in with our Bestial monster. All right. All right, that's fine. Great, excellent. We'll just pass turn over there, and if he's not capable of doing anything on his turn, we will win. And that's just a wonderful aspect to think of. All right. That'd be really great if we got like a tuner that allowed us to summon out our Red Dragon Archfiend for the final blow. That would have been hilarious. But that is just not going to be the case. We are going to summon Rex. And we're going to just go into the battle phase. We will swing with Rex. And we will swing with the Bestial. All right. What a great, great duel for us. Excellent. All right, let's open our nice master pack that we just won. That was an incredible, incredible duel. We really, really need that win for sure. Let's see what we got here. We're going gold. That's great. We have an ultra rare at the end there. What is this? Stellar Knight. All right, Stellar Knights are cool. I always like their art. I thought they were really cool. If this card is summoned, you can target one Stellar Knight monster in your graveyard, except Stellar Knight Altar. So, yeah. Special summon that monster in defense position. Also, monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of the turn except Stellar Knight monsters. You can only use the effect of Stellar Knight Altar once per turn. Alright. I think we might have like one other Stellar Knight monster, but I'm not sure. But, you know, if we get more of those, we'll probably make a deck. That would actually probably be a fun thing to do. This is a machine. This is a super heavy samurai, so that's good. We have like one or two more of those that we've been collecting. When an opponent monster declares an attack while you have no spell and trap cards in your graveyard, that's very specific. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one super heavy samurai monster you control, change the attack target to it, and perform perform damage calculation. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can change the attack target to this card and perform damage calculations. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Interesting. Something to consider. Burnout. Banish one face up. I have no idea what archetype that is. I don't think I've ever seen that. But we do not have that, so we're not going to worry about burnout. What is this? This is a machine. Okay. If you control no monsters, you can normal summon this without tribute. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can target one level 8 or lower machine monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position, and if you do, its level becomes 9. Also negate its effects. You can only use this once per turn. You cannot special summon from the extra deck except machine XYZ monsters. That is really good if we could get a machine XYZ monster that is a level 9 that requires 2 level 9, monsters. So something to definitely put in our machine pile for the future. That's good. We have an Infitrack Link monster here. This is actually kind of cool. One non-link Infitrack monster. We would need that in order to summon this, but this is a pretty generic card for a machine deck that's running Infitrax, so or just machine decks in general that might splash Infitrax. So, Toon Summon Skull, we will never play Toon Summon Skull. A second one of these Ultrageist Prime Banshees. We need Ultrageist monsters. We can't do that, but it's kind of cool that if we do start pulling a lot of Ultrageist, we have 2 copies of this, so that's interesting. And for our final card here, what do we get? Whoa. Cosmo Dark Eclipser. That is a really cool name. It kind of reminds me of like the Meta Knight from Kirby. This ship kind of reminds me of his ship. It looks very similar. It looks really cool. Another level 9 machine here. Cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects during either player's turn. When a trap card is activated, you can banish 1 Cosmo monster in your graveyard. Negate the activation if you do destroy that card. That's really cool. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard, add 1 level 8 or lower Cosmo monster from your deck to your hand. Very cool. Definitely can't play this right now, but very cool. Definitely will be going into our machine pile too. So that's like what? 1, 2, 3, 4 machine monsters that are pulled right out of this pack. That's pretty insane. But yeah, that is that. Cards are cards. We need cards. Let's see what we get. Pack number 1. Here we go. We've got this is a very old school vanilla monster zombie. This is nothing that we will be ever using. And a Blade Bonzer. Level 4, 1800 attack, warrior. This actually looks more like a beast warrior, but okay. Once per turn, if this card attacks and your opponent controls a monster at the end of the damage step, you can discard 1 card. This card can attack an opponent's monster once again during this battle phase. Okay, that's interesting. Next pack, please. Next pack. And what do we get for this? We've got a Cyber Cell Cyclone. This we probably won't be able to play for a while because we don't have that many links to really consider using that with. And this is a very, very old school monster that I really just don't think we're going to use. So let's move on. Third little pack here. See what we get. Blast Magician. This has to do with spell counters. 1700 defense is, it's alright. We could possibly run this in our burn deck as a way to potentially deal with our opponents. It's a fire monster, so, it can trigger off our 1 trap card, their kick fire. Uh, we might put this in there just because we might be able to utilize this effect a little bit, but probably not. I don't know. And Sonic Shooter, Wing Beast. Yeah, I mean, we might if we build a Wing Beast deck, we might just throw this in there just to have another Wing Beast. But its effect really, like this, just it's not that great of an effect. So, all right, and our last pack. Wow, that's a good card. Ultimate Tyranno. If we're building Dino deck, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each during the battle phase. If you control an Ultimate Tyranno that can attack, monsters other than Ultimate Tyranno cannot attack. So, I mean, this is still a good card. So for a Dino deck, I mean, yeah. And then Tricky Spell 4. Send 1 face up the Tricky you control to the graveyard. Alright, well, we don't have the Tricky, so. Interesting. Biggest takeaway from all these packs is definitely the Ultimate Tyranno. That is a pretty good card. I don't think we. I mean, its effect would be good even in our best cards deck, but the problem is we would have to tribute this out with 2 tributes, and that's a little steep. It's better to try to like cheat this card out with like a, you know, ultimate evolution pill or whatever the thing is called that, you know, you dump a dinosaur and you pull out a bigger one. So yeah, we probably won't run that for a while, but that's a really good pull. And that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, you're a legend. Please keep coming back for more content, guys. It means the world to me. Please, if you are not subscribed and this, you know, this episode was just really, really fun to watch, please consider subscribing. It, you know, I really want to see this channel grow, and your support will mean the world to me. It's much appreciated. If I've earned it, please, please subscribe. If you guys like the video, please smash that like button. I really enjoyed this video. Summoning out our Red Dragon Archfiend, even in the matches that we lost after summoning it, was still really cool just to see it get summoned out to the board. And then that last duel that we just had was just really fun, really cool. We played that pretty well, I would say. So anyway, guys, thank you again for tuning in, and until next time, guys, stay safe out there. Take care. I'm ProtoPawn. Peace.